I'm your host, Josie Van Dyke, and I'm sitting next to the sexy, raspy-voiced Tori Halford, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back to Weekly Trash.
I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited you're here and that you didn't bail on me. I was so nervous. I'm like, is she going to come? I feel like I'm like scared people are going to bail on me all the time now. I don't know why. The beginning of the season, I had 2 people bail on me last minute. Ugh. And now it's just like this fear that I have. And I was like, Tori's my homie. She's not going to bail on me.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, I'm your bestie. I won't bail on you. But I am a bad texter, so I am sorry.
You are a horrible texter. And so like when you didn't text back, I was like, oh, like she's not coming. She's not going to
I'm
come.
so sorry. I'm the worst.
She's not going to come. But for those who don't know, we've known each other since we were like 8.
Yeah.
A long time. And we played soccer together. And you came on before you got pregnant with Rad. Mm-hmm. And we did an episode. Everyone should go listen to it if they want like the full Tori dumpster deep dive.
Yeah.
And you like got really deep and vulnerable in that episode. Do you remember?
Yes, I do. That's why I'm scared for this one. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why I thought you were going to come. I'm like, she's scared. Like I scared her off. She doesn't want to come. But I'm excited to talk with you now because I feel like so much has changed. Sorry to interrupt, but today's episode is brought to you by Spearmint Love. You guys know how much I love Spearmint Love. Spearmint Love isn't just another baby boutique, okay? It's a trusted name in the baby and family space, known for its exclusive collections and huge selection of high-quality baby essentials and seasonal outfits. And they also have very fast shipping because they ship directly from their headquarters in sunny Arizona. I love getting fun, festive outfits for my kids for the holiday, whether it's coming up Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. They really have the best prints and everything is comfortable and you can match all your kids. It's literally the cutest thing ever. They have soft bamboo like sets that are like butter. And then you also have the rompers, the sweaters. Literally, it's all so good. And Spearmint Love is offering Weekly Trash listeners 25% off. All you have to do is use code WEEKLYTRASH at spearmintlove.com. Again, that is code WEEKLYTRASH at spearmintlove.com. And make sure you are getting those perfect holiday matching moments at Spearmint Love because they truly have the cutest outfits for Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day. And thank you, Spearmint Love, for sponsoring today's episode. A, you're a mom.
I'm a mom.
B, you've moved. You've changed your management, your job. You got new tits. Like you have a new voice.
I have a new voice now too.
Let's address the voice.
Okay. Honestly, I don't have like an explanation for it.
You just hit puberty.
I hit puberty late. No, I got sick. And I've been taking hormones, obviously, with IVF. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I've been taking hormones, and there's just like a voice change to it. And
really?
Yeah. And this didn't happen to me the first time. And I've like asked so many doctors, and they're just like, we can't explain it.
So do you think your voice will go back when you get off of it?
I don't know. I felt like it was starting to get better for a second, and then I got sick again. And now I'm like, okay, am I just sick? Or is my voice like this?
But it's like sexy and raspy.
Yeah, it's very different for me.
You're like Miley Cyrus.
That's what I get all the time.
Yeah, it sounds like Miley. I love it.
Miley.
You're a little Hannah Montana. But we need to do a mini dumpster deep dive and catch up on the last basically 2 years, which is more than 2 years actually.
Yeah.
More than 2 years because I've almost been doing this for 3 years.
Yeah.
And you came like in the very beginning.
It was like one of the, I think, 3rd or 4th episode.
Yeah, and you got impregnated with Rad.
Yes.
You got impregnated with Rad. Like, that's why
I was on because I was talking about my IVF and it was like right before my transfer, I think.
Yes.
And then we got Rad and
here we are. So I want to circle back and kind of talk about IVF because for those who maybe didn't listen to that episode, what made you guys go the IVF route?
Yeah, so we found out pretty early on, which I do feel really lucky about, that I don't ovulate. And I feel like a lot of people want to know how I know this. And honestly, I just took ovulation tests because we were trying for the first 3 months and didn't get pregnant. And my sister-in-law was like, maybe you ovulate like a couple days before or after what the app is saying because I was tracking it on an app. And so I was like, yeah, I'll just try them. I ordered them off Amazon. I was taking them for like 2 months and I was never getting a positive test.
Yeah, never.
So I was like, why? How do I even time this out? I'm not getting positive tests. So after that,
your periods normal?
No, I feel like with soccer too, growing up, I never had a regular period ever, but I was just always like, oh, I'm just active.
Yeah.
So, and then after I got married and after soccer, like I was still doing all the fitness stuff, which is what I was doing at the time when I first came on.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, I'm just active. Like it didn't really see such an issue with it because that's been my whole life.
For sure.
And then yeah, and then I took the ovulation test and they were all negative. So that's when I contacted a fertility clinic, and that's where we started our whole journey, which I'm grateful about because usually it takes you like a year before you can even get into someone.
Well, and not ovulating, that's like the whole part of getting pregnant. Like you have to ovulate to get pregnant.
Yeah.
Did the doctors at the IVF clinic like say like there's even a slight chance you could get pregnant without IVF?
Yeah. So the explanation that I got, I didn't get diagnosed with PCOS until actually after I had RAD. And then I got diagnosed with it. But at the time they just said you might still ovulate, but you might only ovulate like 4 times a year. So for the regular person, if they're ovulating every single month, it might take you 3 months or 3 years on average to get pregnant. So
really?
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, I'm glad I did IVF then and just got it right out there.
And everything worked out great with Rad. You only had to do 1 transfer, right?
Yeah, it was my very first transfer. He was our strongest embryo that we had. I knew it was a boy, like it was no secret.
Yeah.
And yeah, everything worked successfully. And that's why I'm just bringing that good energy into my second.
Yeah, I love it. How was motherhood though for you?
Motherhood has been great. I will say it was a lot harder of an adjustment than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I think with the infertility, Tanner and I just got into our groove. We're married, I think, for like 5.5, 6 years before we had Rod. So I think we were just in our groove. So kind of disrupting that groove. I love it. Like I'm so grateful for it. But at the same time, it was a lot harder of an adjustment that I was planning for.
For sure. Well, in pregnancy, do you feel like your pregnancy was pretty chill?
Oh, yeah. My pregnancy was amazing. I felt like I was blessed with a great pregnancy because of the infertility that I had. So pregnant, like I did not feel one contraction the whole time. Yeah. The reason why I wasn't planning on being induced in the end, but the reason why I did was because I had high blood pressure. I don't think I really had it. I think I just took the stairs before my appointment.
You're like, I'm just going to hurry and do a couple of like sit-ups and run around and do the stairs really quick.
I just wanted to cheat my way.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I had my 38 and 39 week appointment. Both I had high blood pressure. And so they just induced me right then and I didn't feel anything and it was great and I loved it.
Just came right out. I love that for you. And do you feel like having him, like you felt complete?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been our whole world. Like Tanner and I cannot imagine life without him.
Yeah.
He's been the most like precious, amazing. Like it really is such a miracle to me. Like even just getting pregnant naturally is a miracle, but like seeing how it works scientifically is just even more amazing. Like that we have modern medicine to have this and I'm just so grateful. And he's just the best baby ever.
Right now, going through the process, so up to now, has it been similar to the first time?
Yeah, so it's a little bit shorter because the first time I had to do an egg retrieval, which is like one of the hardest, toughest parts.
And you had like a crazy experience. Yeah. I'm trying to remember, did we podcast before or after that?
That's what I can't decide if we podcasted before my egg retrieval or after my egg retrieval.
I feel like it was before.
I think so. I think it was like right before I started the whole process.
Because you like went to the ER.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was probably the craziest day of my life because I would say that I have like a higher pain tolerance.
Yeah.
But with an egg retrieval, they basically, all of your eggs get developed at once. Usually when you ovulate, you only have 1 egg or 2, I think.
Okay.
And with this, you develop all of them at once. So you're like super bloated.
You look pregnant.
And then when they take it out of you, your body like floods with a fluid to fill up that space. So you look like 4 or 5 months pregnant for 7 days after that. And it was the most grueling thing ever. It was like, I don't even know how to explain it, but you just have to eat salts. Like your body is trying to absorb this fluid that's happening. My body just wasn't. So I was calling them every day like, I'm in so much pain. Like I really need to be looked at. Will you please have me come in? And they're like, you're fine. You're fine. You have to wait 5 days. Like you're fine. And I'm sitting there like, I have a high pain tolerance. Like I do not take this lightly. Like I wish you would know me because something is wrong.
Yeah.
So finally on the 5th day, I'm like passing out in my own bathroom. Tanner was at work. And I just remember calling him and being like, something is not okay. Like I'm not okay. I can barely even like get up off the bathroom floor. So that's when I called in and they were like, yeah, like we could maybe see you in the Murray location. And I lived in Vineyard at the time. So it was like a 45-minute drive. So
like Tanner, you had to drive yourself?
Well, Tanner came home. He picked me up. As we're driving there, I'm like puking in a bag. I'm just like dry heaving. I have nothing to throw up. I was going into septic is what they were saying because I had so much fluid.
Oh my gosh.
So we got seen there. And as soon as they saw me, they're like, no, you need to go. Like you need to go to the emergency room. Like we have to do this really quick. So after that, we had to go back up to Pleasant Grove drive up there. And then as soon as they like released the fluid, I was like, I feel so much better. But it was 2 liters, like a soda pop. 2 liters came out.
Oh my gosh.
But after that, it was great.
Because didn't you get like a freakish amount of eggs or something?
Yeah. So usually 50 is like really, really high. It's called OHHS, I believe. But yeah, it's like there's 3 factors. And it was like I was young. I had a high amount of eggs because I don't ovulate. And then it was like a body fat percentage, which at the time I was like super into fitness.
Yeah.
So it was just like bam, bam, bam. Here's your
result.
Here's your result.
Oh my gosh. So you don't have to do that again.
Thank goodness. I'm so grateful. So it's a lot shorter now. So now it's just the transfer part, which is the easier part. You still have to take shots. And like I just came back from my ultrasound and blood work today.
Yeah.
So it's just like seeing the doctor every single week. I think I go back again for a lab work on Friday. And then I'm not going to say the day of my transfer. I feel like I made that mistake last time.
And everyone was like, how'd it go? How'd it go? How'd it go? Yeah, yeah.
Everyone was asking me because you find out like 10 days later when you're pregnant. So I'm not going to say the transfer date, but it is coming soon.
It's coming soon.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you're going to wait till 12 weeks to announce you're pregnant?
I can't decide.
Yeah.
I feel like it will be such a hard thing to keep a secret. But at the same time, if TikTok is banned, then it will be really easy.
True. That is very true, which I don't think it will. Do you think it will?
I don't think so.
This is kind of a sidetrack. And this will come out after it's supposedly supposed to.
Yes.
But I don't think it will.
I think it will be delayed for sure.
I just feel like there's too many people that have a hat in TikTok that won't let it happen. Yeah. That makes so much like I can't see a world in which it happens.
Yeah.
But then I might be eating my words when this episode comes out and be like, all right, we need to cut that part out because I sound like an idiot. Like an idiot and a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, but seriously. I literally don't think it's going to go anywhere. But that will be easy if it is because then people won't be all up your butt.
Yeah.
But I mean, you still have Instagram.
Yeah, I still have my Instagram. So if you want to know if I'm pregnant, I'll probably announce it there if TikTok's gone.
Go follow everybody. But the pregnancy with Rad was chill. So hopefully this one will be chill as well.
I do feel like, I don't know if it's because I'm a mom or because I have had a baby now and so my body has kind of changed, but like taking this round of hormones was way harder than the first round.
Really? Like emotionally?
No, more like physically. Like I'm super nauseous. I'm super exhausted. Like I just have weird pains here and there. It feels like I'm on the world's longest period.
Really?
Like,
are you bleeding?
I'm not bleeding, but it's like all the symptoms.
Okay. Like
you're
bloated,
super
PMS.
bloated. Yeah. You kind of have these mood swings. Your chest area is sensitive.
The chest area, the boobs, the titties.
But so I don't feel like last time I felt like I didn't even notice anything when I was on the hormones. And this time I'm like, yeah, I can definitely feel it.
And that's no fun to feel like off.
Yeah.
And just like, do you know when you transfer what the gender is?
So we don't, but
really,
yeah, this time we're going to do random. I think this will be our only chance to do it because we have 2 more boys and 2 more girl embryos.
Okay.
So it's 50% chance.
Okay.
And
are they all the same like grade level?
No. So there's like a BB and then there's BCs, but both BBs are a girl and a boy.
Okay.
So they just said, we'll pick 4 of you. And I said, okay. Well, they like have to, it has to still be like the strongest embryo.
Yeah.
But they say, because those are both the same grades, we'll look at them both and then they develop in different ways, I guess.
Okay.
And they'll pick the one that looks the best.
Okay. So it'll still be a surprise. So you can do like a gender reveal.
Yeah, which I missed out on the first time.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I feel like our gender reveal, when we were told our parents, they already knew because we had slipped up so many times. Like the baby.
baby, it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay, wait, that's exciting though, that it'll be a surprise.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it.
And do you plan on, if this pregnancy goes well and in a perfect world, all the embryos do well, do you want to have 5? Is that 5 children?
Yes. I feel like people always question that because after IVF, there's always a chance that you could get naturally pregnant. It's like your body knows.
Yeah.
It like kicks into gear, so it knows what to do now. But for me, like those 5 babies are my babies.
Yeah.
Like I think even if I was to get naturally pregnant once, let's say, I would still do all the embryos.
Okay.
But I'm scared for that to happen. I just want the 5 and then we're gonna call it good. If you ask Tanner, he wants 10, but 5 is good for me.
10.
He loves
Tanner.
babies. Yeah.
But like, would you ever do twins to knock a pregnancy out?
Yeah, so we were thinking about maybe doing
Prens. We're going to do Prens.
twins at the very end.
Okay, yeah. Knock them out.
Knock them out.
I love that.
So we'll see.
And being pregnant, you get to add some pregnancy fitness content.
Yes.
Which I feel like if people have been following you forever, they know that that's like how you got started, was strictly fitness. And then it became lifestyle and marriage and family and all of that. But I feel like, and maybe I'm mistaken, but I feel like at one point you shifted and didn't post as much fitness.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing that you're posting a little bit more. Is there going to be like a pregnancy program when you get pregnant?
Yes, I do plan on doing a pregnancy program. I feel like that was one regret that I had the first time. I feel like while I was pregnant, I showed a lot more fitness content. And then once I was a mom, it was just life got busy.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the time that I used to. But now that you're in the groove again and you figure out your routine, I'm like, oh, I get to go to the gym again. And I feel like that's why I've been starting to post more fitness content. Plus, when I think about it, I'm like, fitness is always something that I see in my life. I've been active since we were little. So I feel like TikTok and Instagram and the lifestyle content is something that might fade away with having more kids and just not having the time. I'm definitely not the provider of the family.
Okay, you're not.
No.
Okay.
So for me, it's more of a fun thing and that I get to make money from now, but it's definitely not something that I'm like, oh, I'm going to be doing this long term. Where fitness for me is something that I'm like, I'm passionate about. I can see me doing it longer term. It would fit in my schedule with my kids. And so that's why I feel like I still post the fitness stuff.
Yeah. Because you kind of had a shift in your whole social media career. I feel like, especially in our Utah bubble, so many empowering, amazing women are retiring their husbands, essentially.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I make so much money doing this. Like, you be a stay-at-home dad now. And I feel like a lot of people assume that was the case with you, but you're saying that's not
No, not at all. Tanner is definitely an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And I feel like I've learned that from the start. I remember when we first got married, he had an opportunity to go work in Texas, and I had an opportunity to go play overseas and play soccer.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of had to make the decision, like, okay, am I going to support him in being the provider for the family, or am I going to take my own, like, not my own dreams, but just take my own path down.
Yeah.
And I was like, I do not want that. I do not want the pressure of being the provider. I just want to be a wife and be supportive and be a mom. And that's when I kind of chose that. And so since then, and Tanner, I don't think Tanner would ever let that happen. Like, he's definitely so motivated and has an entrepreneur mindset and is always thinking about something new.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was never a case.
He would never want to just sit back. He likes to work.
Yes, totally. He took a little break, which I think that's why people thought that, is because he sold his solar company.
Okay.
And so there was like a little break before he was deciding what he was going to jump into next. And then we launched our next two companies. But yeah, he definitely was never a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, no, he's an entrepreneur. He likes to go.
Yes.
He's a hustler.
He is a hustler.
The hustler.
And I love it.
And so with social media, I mean, obviously since we've last spoke, I mean, we speak more than when you're on a podcast,
Yeah,
but when
sure.
you were last on the podcast, you didn't have 600,000+ followers.
Yeah.
Like, you blew up. What do you remember the time where you saw like all the traction? Like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy, or was it slower?
No, it was definitely a traction thing. And it's funny because I was doing TikTok like here and there for a little while. And then I kind of stopped during actually like my whole transfer when I got pregnant. I think I wasn't posting because I was like, I don't know what to post about. I'm trying to hide my pregnancy. Like, I don't want people to know. And then I announced that I was pregnant, and then we moved. So this is like when Tanner started his new solar company. So we had moved, and I didn't really have a lot to do. I had to actually take fitness off for like 6 weeks because with the IVF process, I actually hemorrhaged. And so they were like, don't work out for a while. So I took a break. And so I filled my time, and I was like, I'm just going to do TikTok again and do stuff that I more enjoy watching, which was a change in my content. And then after that, I just like posted every single day a morning routine. And then after probably a month or two of doing that, like 2 of them just blew up. And then everyone after that just like blew up and blew up and blew up. And then I feel like people were waiting for me to have my baby after that. Yeah. And so when I was in the hospital for 5 days, I didn't post because Rad ended up in the NICU. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it was just like everything blew up. They were just waiting and waiting and waiting for me to post about Rad. And so that's kind of like when it all happened. It was all when I was pregnant.
And did you have management at that time?
I did have a management, I think starting in January of 2023.
Okay, is when you got management.
Yeah, I think so.
And obviously a little bit ago, or I guess it's been a couple months now, you left management. Mm-hmm. You decided, I'm taking a break from social media. It was kind of this like whirlwind because we saw you get your dream car, everyone, like the BMW, so sick. talking about building a dream house, all these things. And then all of a sudden I'm taking a break. I'm not on social media. This isn't my job anymore. Also, I'm moving to Arizona. Everyone back. Like it was like a big shift.
Yeah.
What happened?
So I feel like I started to take social media serious. I feel like my management I loved my management, by the way. I actually switched from the Sociable Society, which I loved, to Parker Management, which I also loved. They only have the best things to say about them. But I think I got a nanny, and then I was just spending a lot more. It was like a full-time job.
Yeah.
And I think I just realized I wasn't happy. What I was doing, the reason why I started social media in the first place was just to connect with other moms and to experience pregnancy and all the good things and motherhood.
Yeah.
And I think I lost that. Like I kind of lost the motherhood part. And so I really wanted that back. And so I think when I said like I'm taking a step back, I think a lot of people thought I was like leaving social media, which wasn't the case. It was more just taking a step back of the full time that I was doing to be a mom again and just get back to my normal routine. Because that was also when I was kind of going through like mental issues with negativity and stuff, which I explained on that video. And I think just pulling back was like the right decision for me. And now looking back, I'm like 100%, I'm so glad I did it.
Because now you manage yourself. You have an assistant.
Yeah. So the reason why I actually left my management was I had an assistant. She started with me in January 2024. And we had worked with her for 6 months and she was just awesome. I have so much to say about my assistant. I love her so much. It was like meant to be that she was in my life.
Yeah.
And I just trusted her to reach out to and do the same thing that my management was doing and also take a lot of pressure off of me.
Yeah.
And it's been great. She's amazing at what she does and it's been great for us.
Well, I love that because management is great, but also there's a big commission split and all those things. And so it's nice when you get to be a little more in charge.
Yeah.
And get to like have your hand in it a little bit more is probably fun, but then also get to have someone help you.
And I think just like saying, I feel like with management, it feels pressure to say yes because there are commissions and people that are depending on you. So I felt like getting away from that and just being able to say yes to the ones that I wanted to say yes to and being more authentic was like the number one reason why I did it.
That's so true. Like with management, you know, they don't get paid a paycheck. They get paid off of you.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You have to perform in order for them to have a job. So like you kind of have to take a lot of the things that maybe you don't necessarily want to.
Yeah, exactly.
So with social media being a job though, there is the negativity side. And I feel like you kind of got caught up in that negativity side, which is why you said you took that break. Mm-hmm. Why did you let yourself go down that rabbit hole?
I mean, you know this. You've told me a million times.
I've told you a million times to get off the negative internet.
100%. And I think it's all what you feed your mind. I was feeding my mind negativity. And so a lot of my content, I feel like, was to feed that negative mindset. And it just, Tanner was actually the one that was like, this needs to stop. Like, you need to stop this. And I'm so grateful. He's so awesome. Like, I'm just so grateful he's my partner, especially in this. But yeah, he was the ultimate reason why I did it. And now I look back and I was like, I cannot believe I was even in that place because now I just feel so much freer.
Good.
And it's been the best experience.
Because there's all these rumors, like the internet is a rumor mill, okay? And people are obsessed with influencer culture and making up rumors about influencers. And you had posted about your IVF journey. And all I did was comment literal hearts. Is that what I comment? I don't even know.
Yeah, it was like 3 red hearts.
And I'm going to say it, bitch, some bitch. I hope you're listening. She's like, did you know that her husband's cheating on her? And that's why she had to move to Arizona. And it's like, first of all, are you mentally okay that you just commented this on someone's profile with your own face? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, literally, what is wrong with people? I don't understand.
Honestly, like, I just have to laugh. It's just so funny to me. Like, there's no validity to it, obviously. Yeah. And if you really knew the person that Tanner was, you wouldn't be saying that. And if you don't have his phone number in your phone, then you really shouldn't be saying that.
There's that one, it was like going around on TikTok where it's like, if you have a problem with me, call me. And if you don't have my number, then you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me.
100%.
No, the rumors are kind of crazy. Have any of the rumors ever like affected you and Tanner though?
Never.
Because it all is... But it's you guys together. It's you as a couple. And that's hard when people are making comments about like the person you love.
Yeah, it never has because I know who Tanner is.
Yeah.
And if if people really knew the real Tanner and how much he cared and saw our relationship, like that's what I would tell people is like, come see us in real life and see our relationship. And then I bet you won't be saying that afterwards.
Yeah.
And it makes me sad because Tanner's just such an amazing person and he cares so deeply about people that it makes me sad that these rumors, like that people have to see these rumors and then judge his character off of that when they don't even know him. So I urge people to get to know Tanner and I bet you he'll change your mind.
Well, because you even were like, I was going to delete it, but I was like, no, I'm going to leave this up so people can like see that this is ridiculous.
100%.
Like at one point, you just have to be like, this is so ridiculous and stupid.
And we like literally laugh about it. Like we do not even give it 2 seconds of our time because again, we know who we are and the people that are in your corner are the people that matter most. And so I really do not care about what anyone else has to say about it.
Well, and I love that because that's a lot of, I mean, you have to work a lot on yourself to get to a point where you can be like, like, say what you want to say, but like, I know that we're good and I know that our life's great. Like, I don't need everyone's opinions. And that's a hard thing to do in social media when you get fed people's opinions all the time.
Exactly.
What have you done to kind of help yourself work through that?
I honestly think it was something that I've developed early on. I feel like, and I've talked to you about this. We actually talked about this in Arizona when you were there last.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have this defense mechanism where I just keep people at a distance. I don't let people in because I don't want to be hurt. And I feel like in the beginning of high school and middle school, that was really hard for me to do because I didn't really have like those best close friends. I think I was hurt by a lot of friendships early on, and that's why I am the way I am. But now, looking back, Tanner's my best friend, and I open up to him 100% completely, and also family as well. Yeah. But having that defense mechanism of just keeping people at a distance is really the only way. Like, none of these comments have ever gotten to me because I know who I am, and I know who Tanner is, and I know our relationship. I know who I am as a mom as well. I think that's another one. And so, I don't know. It never crosses my mind what other people think. I really don't care.
Well, if you ever like want to open up and be my bestie, I'm here, Tori.
No,
I told you in Arizona, I was like, you are the person where I would say we're friends. Like 100%. We've been friends, but you are a hard one to crack. Mm-hmm. Like you don't open up to a lot of people. You put on a brave face a lot of times. So that's why when you came on the first time and you were so vulnerable, I was so proud of you. I was like, oh my gosh, Tori, like, because you are so fun and bubbly and light. And I think people see that on TikTok a lot, but you don't necessarily like hang out with the girls all the time and go on the girls' nights. Like you really are family devoted and keep to yourself a little bit. Yeah. And I've always been like, no, Tori, like I want to force you out. Like, come on, like come hang out with us, come chill, because you are just like very not defensive, but like you said, you keep your guard up.
Yeah, I definitely keep a distance here. But like with you, I would say our close friend group has been amazing for me. I feel like I trust you guys 100%. I think with having a marriage and a relationship, Tanner's my person. Yeah. And I think that's something that I've learned the most this year is that the people close to you are the people that matter most, and the people that in the end, if TikTok goes away, if this all goes away, I'm still going to be spending my time with them and developing that relationship. And I think that's just where my focus is, especially being a mom now. I think that's where I've closed off even a little bit more. I think not on purpose. I think just time-wise, mom takes a lot of work. For sure. And then also working as well. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, all I want to do is sit in my bed and do nothing. And I'm like brain fried. I just want to watch TV.
Literally rot in my bed. Housewives or something.
Exactly.
Like reality TV.
So I think it's just, but then at the same time, I feel like it also helps me in handling the negativity with social media.
I get that. With moving to Arizona, have you felt like you've opened up to any new friends in Arizona, or are you still in your bubble in Arizona?
I love Arizona. Arizona is always the place I wanted to end up.
Really? Why did you guys move to Arizona?
So we moved to Arizona for Tanner's business.
Okay.
His pest control business that he started. And this was something that we've been planning. I feel like a lot of people thought it was sudden, but for us, it was like something we had planned out. We had talked about. I don't discuss everything on social media. And I think that's where it gets hard is some people are like, wait a second, you say all this, but then, but I've always wanted to end up there. It was Tanner definitely kind of said to me, like, where do you want to end up? And Arizona was my number one place. And so we kind of moved there, and it's been amazing. The friendships we've made already have felt so close. And everyone's so nice in Arizona. Like the gym, everyone like comes up to you. They're like, hi, how are you? You're new here. Like, let's be friends. So yeah, we've met a lot of people. They've been awesome. We've been felt so welcomed in Arizona.
And you said you want to end up in Arizona.
I do. If it was up to me, I would spend the rest of my life in Arizona.
Really?
Tanner's definitely a Utah boy. He has loved Arizona, but Utah has his heart.
Okay.
So we'll see. I think if anything, it kind of depends on how the business does, and that will be our next steps. But for now, yeah, we're staying in Arizona.
Because at one point you were looking at a lot in Vineyard to like build a house in Vineyard.
Yes, we were.
So is that dream like off the list?
Definitely not. I think if we were to build our dream house, we love Vineyard. There's a little neighborhood in Vineyard that we've fallen in love with, and we keep coming back to it. We've almost bought either a lot or a house in there probably 3 or 4 times. So I think we will end up in Utah, and especially it's where both of our families are. So that's probably the dream.
The dream is Vineyard, not Arizona. Okay. Sorry, Tori, but it's not going to be Arizona.
It's not going to be
You
Arizona.
have to live in Utah.
I know. Plus, all my friends are here.
All your friends are here. All your friends are here. Okay, let's talk about the dream car. What happened? You had what? Why? You literally like wrapped it and everything, Tori. What? And now you drive a truck.
Yes, which I love, by the way.
Which is so crazy because the BMW you had and the truck you have are two completely different cars.
Yes. I just like to taste all the colors of the rainbow. What can I say?
You've had like a million cars. I was thinking back on it because you had like a Ford Bronco at one point.
I had a Ford Bronco, a Jeep Grand Cherokee. That's when I got my BMW, and now the truck.
Like, you just are a car girl.
I feel like I'm settled now. I feel like I've tried enough cars now to know that the truck is where my true heart lies. I loved
how long do we actually think this truck is going to last?
I really
think you're going to get, I have a bet that you are going to get a Denali.
Okay.
Or like a Subaru, something like a big SUV before this next baby.
I don't think so. I think I'll have this next baby, and then by my third, maybe. But if anything, I'd get another Raptor. I am in love with my Raptor.
Caleb has a Raptor.
Yeah.
And Pedro, sorry. I call him Pedro on here, and I sometimes forget. But whenever I have to drive it, I hate it.
Really?
I feel like I'm so big.
Like, I feel like it's not that different than a Defender.
No, it is. It is 1,000% different.
Is it longer?
It's longer. It's taller.
See, my Raptor is like not super tall.
Oh,
I don't have like a big lift on it, which is why the reason why I actually was looking at F-150s for a really long time before I even got my BMW.
What does Tanner drive?
He drives a F-350.
Oh,
but he's sold on the Raptor. He drives my Raptor probably more than I do. He loves it. But I feel like I was always like, oh, I want it to look good. And if it looks good, it needs to have the lift and the tires and all of that. So I never wanted to do it because the reason why I got rid of my Bronco is because putting Rod into the car seat was so hard because it was so high.
And that's why everyone was so confused when you're like, here's my Raptor.
But the Raptor, I can literally put him in still and be on the ground. Okay. I don't have to like get up on the stool or the step or whatever.
But what pushed you away from your dream BMW?
So I love the BMW. It just wasn't practical for me. Like it definitely was more of like a sports car. The storage space was very small. The back seat was okay.
I don't know how you had a rear-facing car seat.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it just wasn't practical for me. I think the excitement of the BMW was like, yeah, I'm going to get it. It's like my dream car.
Yeah.
And then when I actually drove it, I was like, ooh, I might have made a bad decision.
Yeah. Buyer's remorse.
Buyer's remorse. Tanner's probably like, okay, girlfriend.
Let's figure out
make a decision.
We want.
But yeah, I definitely had to try everything. But I think I'm settled on the Ford Raptor.
You're a Ford Raptor. Would you ever try the TRX?
I'm a Ford girl through and through.
In Pedro, he got the TRX, sold it, and back to Raptor. Yeah. So like the Raptor is where it's at, but the TRXs are pretty cool.
I think they look cool. I love the inside of the Ford. I think that's what gets me the most. Like I think the TRXs look really cool, but the inside just is unbeatable.
You're just a Raptor girl.
I'm just like a truck girl.
No, and you are into like boy sports, like motocross and stuff.
It's so funny. I tell Tanner this all the time. When I was in high school, I think once, I was like listening to these boys and they were talking about Supercross. And I was like, oh, I'm never going to marry someone that's like a Supercross rider. And then here I am, I'm like diving deep into it. I'm like, I'm going to raise all my kids to be Supercross riders. I'm in love with it. It's the most exciting thing, like the event itself is the most exciting event I've ever been to. Like the adrenaline is pumping.
No, because it could never be me. Like I have a friend, her name's Haley Henderson. Maybe you know who that
Yes,
is.
I
Shout
love
out
her.
Haley. She might be listening. But like her kids are all in it and they have like an RV and
See,
they
we
go
watched their
camping.
stuff.
I'm like, this looks exhausting.
That's like exactly what we wanted. We're like, where can we get? We actually bought an RV for that. For that lifestyle.
Scenario.
Yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by Coconu. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know that my personal favorite organic personal lubricant is Coconu. If you are making clean ingredient swaps, it is so important to make sure you are getting quality ingredients that are good for your body inside and out. Coconu uses all natural ingredients. They are cruelty-free, made in the USA, and their packing is plastic-free. Not only is it clean and my personal favorite, but it would also be a great gift to your partner or yourself, or you could spread the love and gift it to your bestie. So head to coconu.com, that is coconut without the T, and use code WEEKLYTRASH for 15% off your order. My code stacks with their on-site discount, so order today and you can thank me tomorrow. Again, that is coconu.com. Use code WEEKLYTRASH for 15% off. And thank you, Coconu, for sponsoring today's episode.
So yeah, we will definitely be the little rednecks at the Supercross tracks.
When is Rad going to get his bike?
So he already is obsessed with his four-wheeler.
Okay.
And then we went to Al's for his Strider bike.
Okay.
And there was like an electric bike / dirt bike. I don't even know how to explain it. I've never seen one before. And Rad got on it. He would not let go. And Tanner's like, we have to get this for him. I'm like, he can't even ride a bike yet, Tanner. Like, I want to get it for him too, but like, let's get there. Let's get the Strider bike first and start
work
from
our
there.
way.
But yeah, we're really excited. He'll probably get his next dirt bike, I'm sure, by next Christmas.
Because how did Tanner get into it?
So Tanner, he had some uncles that were into it that kind of showed him, but he was kind of like the first in his family. And then his family kind of were like, we need to support Tanner's hobbies just as much as we support everyone else's. And so they all got into it too. And now they're the, four-wheelers, Supercross. They go to Green River every single year. It's so fun. I love it.
It terrifies me though too. Like jumping in the air and like, what if you like lose your leg?
No, we need you. You need to come to Green River with us. You'll have a blast.
No, I don't know if I can. Oh my gosh. But you, even though you took your step away from social media, you're doing better than ever. Like at least that's how I feel like looking at it. Do you feel that way?
100%. I just feel so at peace and so happy with where we're at.
Yeah. Everything is going as it should, which is when you feel at peace, it's like when you know you're on the right path, when everything just kind of starts working out and fitting together. So what's next for Tori Halford?
So we do our transfer, which I feel like is like the next big thing for us. And then we've kind of been traveling a ton. I think we've been more in Utah or other places than we have been in Arizona. So I think for us, it's just like getting back to Arizona, getting pregnant, just living life like at peace in Arizona. Tanner's still doing his companies. I'll see where I'm at with social media with my next baby. And yeah, just kind of going from there.
Well, because you guys kind of did like a YouTube situation.
Yes.
Is that like donezo?
No, I definitely think one of my goals of 2025 is to get back on the YouTube grind.
Okay.
I just think it's like figuring out how to use the camera and edit and all that stuff. It's very different from what I'm used to in TikTok, which is very like short form. Mm-hmm. So it's just like getting used to YouTube. But that is one of my goals in 2025.
YouTube is a whole other machine too.
It is.
Because there's no like algorithm that really pushes your content out, and getting subscribers on YouTube is
so hard.
So hard, which it's like crazy when you think about the OG YouTubers who have millions and millions of subscribers. And I'm just like, that's insane. Like insane numbers.
But I also feel like it's the most stable in social media world.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%.
So that's the goal. That's the dream.
Is YouTuber money.
Is YouTuber.
No, really, those YouTubers, they were onto something. I should have never. Do you remember when I tried to start a YouTube channel?
Yes, I do. Okay, I will say though,
I should never stop.
I have to brag about Josie a little bit. She is my friend, so I have to take a moment to brag. We've known each other since middle school, younger than that. And I went to your season 3 launch party.
Oh yeah. Probably everyone wanted pictures with you.
No, I was blown away. Like the amount of people that you had there, it was the craziest thing I've ever been a part of.
Wild.
Like I remember parking me and my friend Megan, who's also your friend, we parked the car, and like as soon as we parked, there was police officers like, you can't park here. There's no more parking. You need to park down the street. And I was like, what the heck? Like, how big of a place is this? And then I pull up, and there's just lines and lines, and you can't even get through the venue. It's crazy.
It was
That's
crazy.
Amazing.
No, it was crazy. And I look back on the night, and because I just recorded my 2024 recap video or podcast, and I said that moment was the moment where I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? What? Because there were so many people. But then it was really humbling when I went to Arizona.
I was at the meet and greet.
And I did my little out of the blue meet and greet, and 12 people came. But hey,
I love
slay.
them.
I love all 12 people.
But no, like that's what I really think. Like growing up, I'm actually surprised that you started it so late, because I feel like it's just you. Like growing up, you were social media growing up, like in real life form.
Yeah.
Like I almost wish you had like some type of channel while we were growing up.
For real. I really wish I would have been like a famous Viner or something. Remember when Vine was
Vine
a thing?
was huge.
I really should have like pursued that more. But then I also feel like I was so immature. I needed a lot of growing up to get to a point where I could have even the smallest platform, because I'm an idiot. And like I probably would have gotten myself canceled so quickly. Like I would have been like Trisha Paytas, but like honestly, she is uncancelable because she says the craziest things. 100%. But like I was at that level of like immaturity where I probably shouldn't have had any form of social media. So it's kind of a good thing that Instagram didn't come out until we were in high school, because I don't even know what I would have been doing. But I'm just like so glad that we've stayed friends. I feel like we got really lucky. I kind of want Bentley to be a soccer girl, because I just feel like soccer girls are like no drama.
Yep. We
say it how it is. We stay friends forever. Like Megan, our other friend, like another soccer friend, like our core group all stems from soccer.
And we still always get together, like here and there. We have get-togethers. We get to meet. It's the best thing.
It's the best. And then I see Bentley at dance, and I'm like, I know you like dance, but like dance scares me. It scares me. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. What are you going to do if you have a girl?
I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm really big on like letting them just choose their own decisions. Yeah. Like even with Rad, like I give him decisions basically for everything, like what he wants to eat, if he wants ketchup or if he wants ranch or whatever. And I'm really big on that. I just want them to choose whatever they want to be. And I feel like that's how I grew up. Like no one in my family played soccer, but that was like a decision that I made. And I'm so grateful for it, because I truly loved it. And I think that's why I went far and like played college or whatever, because it was something that it wasn't just like a school time activity. It was something that I truly loved and wanted to be better at. And I think that's why I pursued it so much.
Well, having a daughter is like the best thing ever, because like your little bestie. And I already know your daughter, if you have a daughter next, is going to be stunning.
Are you team girl?
I'm kind of team girl. Like I kind of want to see Tori as a girl mom.
I do too.
Because do you think you'll be... Because with Rad, it's like lots of boy stuff. And
the supercross.
And the supercross stuff. So like, do you see yourself being like the big bows and like, what's the girl mom Tori gonna
Definitely.
be?
Well, because I'm such a pink girl. Like I love all my pink.
Like you literally wanted like a pink BMW.
Yeah, you did. I've pink on my Raptor too.
Like you are Barbie.
No, there are some times where I like sit down and color, and I'm like, Rod, come color with me. He's not interested.
He doesn't want to.
He's definitely a mover and a shaker. But I definitely am wanting to be a girl. I was actually really scared because when we got like 12 embryos back before we got them genetic tested.
Yeah.
And out of 10 of them, 8 were boys. And so I was so worried that the girls weren't going to come back and that I was just going to be a boy mom. So the fact that I have 2 girls, I'm like, whew, got that out.
Well, and it's so crazy because you do plan on having all of them.
Yeah,
so like
all of them.
You will have at least 5 kids if everything goes well, and healthy pregnancies, which I pray and hope and putting
just
all
the
that
good
energy.
Vibes, the baby dust.
You need all the baby dust.
It's kind of crazy though too. Is like, okay, how do I want my family to turn out? Do I want it to be boy, girl, boy, girl, boy? Because I could choose that.
Yeah.
Or do I want it to be random? Or do we, like it's kind of crazy how you can plan it all out. No, and that I know what my family's going to look like.
No, that's really crazy.
And that's Tanner really wanted a girl next. And how I convinced him was, I was like, no one else gets to choose their gender. So why should we? Just on this next one. Because I'm all about choosing. But I just wanted one where it was random. And he was like, you're so right. So we were brave enough to do random on this one.
Thank
you, Tan.
So excited. So transfer day is coming.
Yep.
And then how soon after transfer day do you find out?
You find out 10 days later.
10 days.
Yeah. So it's really quick turnaround.
Quick turnaround. And at that point, you're already 4 or 5 weeks pregnant?
I think you're 4 or 5 weeks pregnant, I think.
So that would mean that you would have a due date in
like September, October.
Okay, fall baby.
Yeah, fall baby.
Best.
Which is my birthday. I love September.
September is a great month.
It's the best month, in my opinion.
Because you were held back, so you were one of the oldest.
Yeah, I was one of the oldest.
Yeah.
Which I loved being the oldest. And even with Rad, he's in April, and I'm so tempted to hold him back.
Really?
Because I just loved being the oldest. You get to drive first. You get to go to all the dances. It was the best.
No, it really is nice. I've been thinking about with boys too, because then they're taller for sports, bigger for sports.
Yeah.
And like boys are just a little dumber. And so if they can have like another year to like mature their brain just a little bit, I think it'd be a good idea. But no, September's the best month for babies because it's before all the sicknesses. And so, because when Rad was born in the April.
So it was like right after. Yeah. It was perfect too. I loved April.
I'm done having kids. I've decided. So like,
are you?
Yeah, I'm getting
kids are so
I'm getting a tummy tuck. July 22nd.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that.
Marked it on the calendar. Boom, it's happening. I'm done, Tori. But I'm always like, if I had one more, I need a spring baby because I have a fall baby, a summer baby, and a winter baby.
Yeah, there you go. So this is my question, because I feel like people have asked me this. Like, what was your favorite time to go through pregnancy? Was it in the summer? Was it in the winter?
Oh my gosh, summer.
Really?
Because you're just at the pool. But I think that's a lot of women hate that because they hate being sweaty and they don't want to be at the pool. But I feel like I already had kids that wanted to do water sports and stuff. Water sports. We didn't do water sports. We went to the freaking splash pad. We did water sports at the Vineyard Splash Pad. But like just sitting in a swimsuit all day, that was fine with me.
Yeah. See that, because I'll be pregnant in the summer.
Yeah.
So, and last time I was through the winter. So I'm really excited. And especially like, I feel like with a toddler, like, yeah, just go play.
Yeah.
And I'll sit here and watch.
Exactly. Where in the winter, you have to like.
You're like in the house.
You have to be in the house. You have to take care of. Where I would just like go to the splash pad, lay there, go to the pool, lay there.
Yeah. But now I guess I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot though, because now we're in Arizona and the hottest months are in the summer.
Yeah, actually.
So maybe not.
Maybe you should ask a pregnant person in Arizona because I don't know how you're going to handle that heat.
Yeah, we'll see. I love the heat. That's why I wanted to move to Arizona. But yeah, that is definitely something to think about.
When I was just in Arizona, it reminded me of soccer days so much.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like I'm on a soccer tournament. Like we got to go to the fields. And I think about how effing hot it was when we would play and how they wouldn't schedule games during the day because it was so hot. So
it was always at night.
It was always morning games or night games.
But and then they would have like water breaks, which was new for us.
Yes. No, it gets really, really hot. So you're just renting in Arizona right now, right?
We're just renting.
So, because do you think you'll be there when Rad starts going to school?
No, I don't know. That's a good question. I think it depends on how Tanner's work goes. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We're actually thinking about homeschooling though. So I guess it wouldn't really matter that much.
You're going to So Tori, you're wearing all these hats.
I know.
You're a mom, you're a content creator, you're a fitness inspiration, you're a MILF, and you're going to homeschool?
You're so nice. No, it is very intimidating to me to do homeschool. I think I definitely will do like a homeschool group.
Okay.
But yeah, we've talked about it a lot, and I think that is the route that right now, that's the decision that we'll probably make.
Wow. Well, you were you are really smart, but you were a very good student.
I did good in school.
You were
I don't know if that translates to being intelligent now.
No, I think you'll be a very good teacher. You're very patient. You're very you're very go with the flow.
Very.
Which I feel like you kind of have to be because ever since you were married, your life has kind of been all over the place. Like with Tanner's jobs and moving and all the things. Because I don't feel like you were go with the flow in high school.
I definitely think I was, but I think it was just up to me. And I feel like that's the same thing with motherhood. It was I knew how to run my own schedule. I liked how I ran my own schedule. And so with myself, I think I'm very meticulous and have my routine.
Yeah,
and
type A.
Yeah, type A.
Yeah.
But when it comes to other people, I'm very type B. I don't like to take control of situations.
Gotcha.
That's why I married Tanner's. He makes I mean, we talk about it first, obviously, but he's the one that can make the decisions. I can just follow his lead. And that's what I like to be. I want to be that.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Because like I do picture you being like type A in school, but then like at soccer tournaments, you were just kind of like, where are we going to dinner? Okay, we'll go to dinner.
Whatever.
That is true. I definitely see that now.
And I definitely, and like the people pleaser in me kind of comes out too.
Yeah. But now you're the Tori that you don't care what the internet thinks. Mm-mm. You're not looking at the negative side of the internet.
Never.
Which I love.
Never again.
Never again. You promise?
Promise. I mean, I already, like, we don't ever look at anything like that, ever.
Good. Because it's just dirty and sick and people are twisted and
just sad.
Literally need help. And if that girl is listening who commented that, like, I hope you were so embarrassed. Like, I literally hope you're so embarrassed because that's embarrassing. Okay, Tori, last thing before we do Trash Topican is what advice would you give to somebody who wants to start social media and be a mom? Because you said that the hardest thing for you was like feeling like you weren't being a mom.
Yeah. I feel like the balance of being a mom and social media is the hard part for me because I don't like to be on my phone around him all the time. And I don't want it to look like, oh, I care about my phone more than I care about him. So I do feel like I'm very structured in a way where like, he's napping, I'm doing all my ads or doing the work that I need to do and kind of limiting. I mean, I do share a lot of rad still. So like limiting the time of being on my phone and filming him is what I like to do as well. But I'm also a huge advocate of if you want to start social media, do it. Take the leap. And don't think that it's just going to come. I mean, even for me, I started social media back when we were married, which was 7 years ago. And it didn't really take off for me until year 5, year 4, year 5. So it's not going to be something that's going to blow up overnight. But I think I'm so grateful for the time that I did develop everything in those first 4 years because I think that's why I got to where I am now is just don't quit. Just keep posting and post things that you love. I think that was a mistake that I made first when I first joined TikTok is I was posting things that wasn't really what I was like consuming.
Yeah.
So post what you love, post about your life, do it. Like I'm all for moms doing it. I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful I took the leap. So just do it.
Just do it. And you can still be a mom. You can still be a great mom.
You can still be a mom and you can still make that balance and have it work for you as well.
Well, and it's such an amazing day and age that we live in where moms can make the amount of money that they are making on social media and still be present with their kids.
So awesome.
Like how incredible is that? Like
it truly is a blessing. And like it has been a blessing for me.
Yeah.
Because
even though you said like Tanner will always be a workaholic. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like he would ever be, what's the word, intimidated if you were making more than him?
No, I feel like he's not like that. Like he's only been so supportive of me. And he actually is like the one who has been able to help me grow my business. Like I was very much, even with my assistant, like I really wanted to keep it just by me. I feel like I'm type A when it comes to myself. So I was very controlled. And he was the one that was like, no, let's hire someone. Let's try to get things off your plate. Let's try to grow. And I'm so grateful I listened to him because it has been such a blessing for me. And it has been able to free up my time where I can be more of a mom and just put stuff off to the side. And so, yeah, I feel like he's only been supportive and been helping me grow. And like the thing I love about Tanner too is he's not pushing me in a way. He's definitely more like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to be more of a mom or do you want to do this? And that's what I love about him is he supports me in whatever I do.
Do you think it also like motivates him to see your success?
Yeah, I think yeah, for sure. Like he's said a couple of times, like, I like that you're a go-getter because it pushes me to be a go-getter. Like you want your spouse to be in the same place that you are.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how it works. You push each other, you challenge each other, and that's how you grow together. So I feel like we do kind of push each other to grow.
Well, because I need to brag about you for a minute, Tori, because you are so amazing. You're so good at what you do. You're so good at fitness. You show up every day. You post your content. You work so hard behind the scenes too. And you do such a good job at being present with Rad and like still creating. And I know that like you're not the breadwinner, but like you have created like a full-on business, Tori. Like you should be so proud of yourself.
You're so nice.
Because you were at a point where like if Tanner wanted to be a stay-at-home dad, he probably could have. And that's like huge and amazing. And you should be so freaking proud of yourself, because I remember when you started your fitness page and like, I feel like you were a little insecure about it, like
100%.
Embarrassed.
Which, I like didn't tell people for a really long time.
Aren't you just like, why were you embarrassed? Like, look at what you've built.
Well, I think it's definitely like in the beginning, when you first start social media, it's very intimidating.
It's like, oh, people think I'm cringe.
Yes, you're so worried. And I think that's what those 4 years like taught me is I don't really care what other people think. Like I remember some of my friends saw my fitness page and didn't follow it, and that like really hurt me.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's like now when I was successful and, you know, had my 50,000 followers or whatever it was like now they were asking me for fitness advice, you know, when they were the ones that like didn't follow me at first. So it all comes and goes. It comes in a full circle. I think you can't be too sensitive to it, and you can't care about what other people think. That's really the ultimate. Like if you want to pursue social media, you're going to get judged. There's going to be people that make up these massive freaking rumors about you, and you just have to choose not to care.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you're going to push through.
And that's how you can be successful at it. It's kind of like a big key to it. You can't let it get to you.
You just have to know who you are as a person. And I think if you know your self-worth, then it doesn't matter what other people think.
Love that. But I just want you to know that like you built what you have. Like obviously Tanner's your person, but like you did that. Yeah. You did this. You built this. You should be damn proud. And I'm so grateful to know you. And I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks for coming back on Weekly Trash.
Of course.
But before I let you leave, you have to do TRASHTOPICAN. So you'll grab a little trash can and we'll both answer it. I don't know if there's anything like scandalous in there. I think they're all pretty like G-rated.
G-rated, because I'm all about the G-rated questions.
You're a G-rated girl.
What song do you know every lyric?
What song do you know every lyric?
Okay, this is like very nerdy and not nerdy, but me and Tanner geek out about Dear Evan Hansen.
Never seen it.
I know. We're like, it's a musical.
No, I know.
It's like my favorite movie.
But isn't it like sad? Doesn't he like kill himself or something?
Well, the main character doesn't, but like the story behind it is like, I don't know, like the bigger meaning, I guess.
Okay.
And I just related to him. And the movie came out at such like a pivotal time in my life, and I just related it to like so much. So yeah, I would say Waving Through a Window by Dear Evan Hansen.
I need to like look it up and listen to it because I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's like literally like we'll listen to it working out. Is it the
saddest song ever?
No. It's very, I mean, it's basically about being seen.
And it's, what is it called?
Waving Through a Window.
Waving Through a Window.
Yeah. By Dear Evan Hansen.
Okay.
Or You Will Be Found. That's like the most inspirational out of everything.
Okay.
Like you mean something. Everyone, and I feel like this goes back to like my very first podcast. If you haven't listened to what we talked about there, that's the Dear Evan Hansen story. And I think that's why I relate to it so much. And it means so much to me. Every song means so much. Yeah. It's just because of those moments in my life and that specifically.
No, I'm scared to watch that movie because I don't like emotional. I don't like movies that like hit too close to home.
Yeah, totally. It's definitely very real. It's a real life situation.
Yeah, I'm like, I just want to watch
like a light
Office,
one.
New Girl. Yeah. Like the song I know every word to is Super Bass by Nicki Minaj.
I love Super Bass.
Like I like to keep it light and fun.
I will say I'm a big Meghan Trainor fan. All about that bass.
Okay.
My friends will think this is so funny because we took a road trip to spring break.
Who are your friends?
Sorry, Sydney, Megan, and
I'm
Bree.
Like, who? What friends?
All our friends.
Our friends. I'm like, what are you talking about?
But we took it was spring break and I was driving to California and
was it during college?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like when we were all roommates.
Okay.
And we were driving and I had the aux cord. I mean, I blame them for giving me the aux cord, but I just played the Meghan Trainor album over and over and over. And little did I know they're like texting like, if this song plays one more time, I swear.
You know, I think you might be one of the very few people that's like, Meghan Trainor's my jam.
I love Meghan Trainor.
She's amazing. I love her. And her songs are so catchy. But like, I wouldn't be like jamming out to Dear Future Husband.
I love that
while
song.
I'm driving around. I love that for you though. You really are Barbie, Tori.
Yeah, that's why I said we geek out over it.
I love it. I love it. Well, Tori, I love you. I miss you. I hope you're having fun in Arizona and come back soon.
I know.
When do you go back?
We'll go after my transfer. I won't say, but after my transfer.
So you'll head back. And then do you have to come back here for appointments or anything?
No.
No?
So I think after that, I find out if I'm pregnant, and then I'll probably go to the fertility doctors in Arizona to like, because you have to graduate from IVF. So you have to be there, I think, until like 9 weeks of pregnancy.
Okay.
And they have to check everything out. And then you graduate and go to your OBGYN.
Are you going to be one of the people that announce the gender with the announcement? Or
I can't decide. I really haven't put much thought into it yet. I think I'll probably wait a while to find the gender, just because I think when I first got pregnant with IVF, it was such a long pregnancy because I knew the gender already and I knew I was pregnant at 5 weeks. So it was just like the longest amount of time. So I think I definitely want to split it up with some exciting
prolong
news.
It. So you have like different happy surprises.
Yeah.
I love that.
So we'll see.
I love that. Well, everybody, follow along on Instagram because TikTok's getting taken down. Just kidding. It's not. I really don't think it is. But like, knocking on wood. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But Tori, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Everyone loves you. The Trashers love you. They're like, you need to have Tori Halford on the podcast. I'm like, bitch, you must be new here because she's already been on. And now you're back.
Yeah.
But you were nervous to come on at first.
I was. I think it's just like the unknown, you know?
Yeah.
I was just a little nervous, but I felt like it was like talking to my best friend.
Yeah. Talk to me more. Yeah. Tori, call me more, okay? Let me be one of the people in your life, okay, that you lean on because I love you and I appreciate you and you're amazing. And yeah.
You were amazing too. I love you. Thanks for having me on. This was so fun.
Thanks for coming. I hope you guys have the best week ever. And don't forget to take out your trash. Bye.